In this video, I'll be teaching you how to build any Smite Guardian in any situation. First thing, pick your Guardian. I'll wait.
A few moments later.
Okay, got it? Alright, I'm going to go with Athena because she's one of my favorite Guardians. After you pick your Guardian, look at the abilities and see if they give any buffs to the team so you can build off that as well. Then after that, look at what your team picked and look at what the enemy picked. Since you're a Guardian, you want to build to support your team because most times you won't be doing damage. You want to keep your damage dealers alive. Using items like Sovereignty, Prophetic Cloak, Heartware Amulet, Gauntlet of Thebes, the starter item Sentinel's Gift, then upgrading to Sentinel's Embrace really helps the team because all those items have auras that increase the magical and physical protection on your teammate, and putting them in your Guardian builds will help. And aura just means if someone's around you, they get the buff. You also want a lot of health because you will take most of the damage, and the Gauntlet of Thebes gives you health as well. Also, always look at the enemy team to determine if you need more physical or magical protection. That saves you as well. Breastplate of Valor or Genji's Guard are good picks for that. Also, for your Guardian builds, look for items that will debuff the enemy team. For some examples, you can use Med Guardian Mail, which lowers the enemy attack speed and movement speed. The Floating Binding, which lowers the enemy's defense when you hit them with a crowd control ability, meaning stun or lock in place abilities. You can also use Abyssal Stone when you hit an enemy with an ability and increase their cooldown on their abilities. Items like this can really throw the enemy off their game. You should also build items that make you more tanky as well, or as the battle goes on, it's harder to kill you, or when you use ability, it gives you a buff. Fighter Wind is a good item to go with. After you use your God's Ultimate, you will gain a shield plus some other things. Stone of Gaia, when you're knocked up or back, you gain health back. Spirit Robe, you gain damage mitigation from getting hit with a hard crowd control or root. And Mail of Renewal, when you're hit by an enemy, you gain defense, and if you hit 5 times, I believe, you gain health back. You want to use items like this to build a perfect build for that game. You will be up against different guys and players, so use different items for different games. But there are some Guardians that we have to talk about. Sylvanas and Yamoja. These guys can heal your teammates and they cannot take a lot of damage. I call them support Guardians. Most times they would need someone to really back them up. But since they heal, you can use these items to help the team. Rod of Asclepius, which increases the healing you do and lowers teammates cooldown by 10% if they're close to you. Rejuvenating Heart, which increases the amount of healing you can do each time you're hit by an enemy. And the last Grasp, after you heal a teammate, you gain 10 magical power per 10% of your missing health. Meaning the lower your health is, the more damage you will do, and that's what we want. You can also use the Breastplate of Regrowth when you heal yourself from an ability. You gain 20% movement speed, 15 physical power, and 30 magical power for 4 seconds. So any guy who can heal themselves can find use in this item. For Guardians, these are the guys that you can use: Ardeo, Bacchus, Cerberus, Fafnir, Sobek, Sylvanas, Terra, and Yamoja. And hold on, this doesn't mean just throw on items listed randomly. Each time you build an item, it should have some reason behind it. For Mind Guardians, I always build these 3 items first: Sentinel's Gifts, Prophetic Cloak, Gauntlet of Thebes. Then the last 3 items can be items that you need for that game. Might be more physical or magical protection, whatever it might be. And for the Healing Guardian, you can throw in some healing items that I mentioned before to help you heal more. It's all about adapting to the game and choosing what to build. Having a set build for every game would kill the game and you. So try to create different ones. And the last thing our character need is cooldown. There's no other options besides putting on cooldown, because if you don't, you would not be having fun. If you don't know what items to use, watch this video right here because I don't need you playing if you don't.